What is up, everybody? I'm in front of the 65-gallon Garden of the Roots tank, and I'm actually going to move on to the 33, but I'm going to talk for a second about this. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last update, but I'm taking that space right there between the cryptocrines and the hairgrass and glossotigmia, and I'm replacing what was there, more Ludwigia, with Stauergein repens. Stauergein repens so far has grown in very, very nicely. Right in this little cranny between the wood and the wall, which I previously hadn't filled up. Well, I did, but it was with hydrocotyle, and that was crazy. But so what I'm doing is I'm taking clippings from this side and I'm moving them over to this little space of blank aquascape, and I'm gonna try and get basically this over there. So I'm not sure how far I'm gonna let it grow out, but probably go around to that Anubias to maybe the Ludwigia, just to have the Stauergein fill in all of this along. But yeah, so I'm moving out some of the Stauergein, and also in the back of the tank I took out two Echinodorus altlandsberg. They used to be outside last summer, but winter came, I had to take them in and all that, and I placed most of my altlandsberg in here, in this aquascape. I was going to use this tank as kind of like a grow out nursery for the altlandsberg, and then I'll move them around when the temperature rises or whatever, but I ended up leaving most of them behind. But now this Stauergein is kind of growing backwards into that area, so I'm going to let it grow. And I'm taking out some of the Echinodorus to give it a little bit more room, and give a little bit more room for the other swords, which were kind of crammed together. So I took two of them out. As you can see, it's a pretty big gap back there. And now I'm going to put them in the 33 long. So, alright, so we're in the fish room with the 33 long, and as you can see, I've already started planting it a little bit as plants came in. There are some Stauergein repens, two different varieties, a longleaf and the original. There are two Anubias nanoplants, Nano Petite, that I'm going to try and grow some Anubias. We've got two immersed plants in the back corner. That's one of the Echinodorus altlandsberg, and some water wisteria, Hybrophilia deformis, I believe, and some bamboo. So, as you can see, here are the two Echinodorus altlandsberg that I took from the 65-gallon, and these guys are pretty big. They're not huge, but for an altlandsberg, they're pretty big in the conditions that they were in. They've got plenty of bad leaves, like these two, but they've got plenty of good leaves and a huge root system, so they'll be fine. The roots are actually way longer than this, like 5-7 inches longer, just because when I pulled it out of the substrate, so many of them were little needle-nose roots, so they snapped off really quickly. But this should be able to grow back pretty fast. Hopefully I can get it to go immersed relatively quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these and get back. Alright, so all the plants are in. The Echinodorus are reaching above the water, so hopefully their leaves will dry out and they'll start sending up their immersed stems. And I threw in a few stems of Ludwigia repens, Reuben, so that's in the far back corner with the bamboo and the wisteria. Hopefully that can start growing into its immersed form, and the rest of my plants should be arriving today or tomorrow, so I should be able to fill up this tank finally and get this tank rolling.